Hi, this is Sociocracy for Worldies, Part 1, Segment 4. In this segment, we're going to get started looking at the basic concepts of sociocracy, namely the 7 principles. In other segments, we'll look at the 10 patterns, drivers, value, and waste, domains, delegation, and accountability, and governance, self-organization, and semi-autonomy. Now that all sounds like a mouthful, I suppose, so it's good that we're just going to look at the 7 principles right now. The principles are arranged here in a circular model to show that no one principle takes precedence over the other or is more important than the other, but that they all circle together or work together to create sociocracy. And it's this circular model which is so essential to this form of organization. So, moving clockwise, we see that the principles are consent, equivalence, accountability, continuous improvement, transparency, effectiveness, and empiricism. You probably have some ideas about what these words mean and how they would be applied in sociocracy, but let's look at the definitions given on the website for Sociocracy 3.0. The first principle of effectiveness means only devoting time to the things which will actually bring you closer to achieving your goal. So not wasting time on things which are not directed towards it. That means you have to be very critical in what each of your activities actually achieves. Consent means basically that you're able to do things if there is no reason not to. This makes action taking very flexible and makes people agile in the things that they can do. Because if there are no objections, people are assumed to have consent. Empiricism means that anything that is assumed or believed or held to be true is constantly being tested through experiments, by reviewing it, and again, falsification, which is basically looking for things which disprove an assumption. Continuous improvement means that change comes about incrementally or gradually, and it's done so in order to make room for steady, practical learning. So we learn on the basis of our experience, and we're able to make gradual changes based on this experience, and that is continuous improvement. Equivalence means that the people who are affected by the decision also influence those decisions. They change those decisions based on reasons to do so from their own experience and from their own work. If something isn't working, then things have to be changed. And the people who are affected by them are the ones that can bring that in. Transparency means that all information is available to everyone in an organization, either in print or in some other form of media, unless there is a reason for confidentiality. And accountability means basically responsibility, that you respond when something is needed, that you do what you agree to do, and you take ownership for the course of the organization. If the organization is not doing well, it's just as much your own responsibility as anybody else, because there are no leaders, but everybody works together. So these 7 principles are really fundamental to an understanding and to the working of sociocracy. In the next segment, I'll talk about the 10 patterns which come about through these 7 principles.